Welcome everybody to our podcast this week, Cry, Laugh, Eat, Making Friends with Your Emotions. We're glad you're with us.
Yes.
My name is Ruth.
And my name is Helen. We talk about emotions in everyday life and everyday situations. Years ago when I was about 18, I had such a good friend, and she arranged with my mum and my stepdad to give me her little car, because she got a new one, for my birthday. And that little car I found in the garage with a big ribbon around it, and it was a little dark green Bug.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a Volkswagen. And
My birthday's 1st October. I'm happy to receive any cars.
I love it. It was such a cool little car. I used to zoom around in that little thing with my little stereo sitting on my passenger
Feeling
seat.
so cool.
Feeling very cool and bopping away to my music as I drove. And I remember my stepdad Graham said to me one time, "Helen, have you checked the oil and water?" It's like, what?
What for?
I just got to get in this thing and drive. And he taught me about the importance of caring for a car, checking its water and its oil to keep it running smoothly, checking the tyre pressure. And I did learn to do that. And now my husband, Thane, he's a mechanic, and he loves to tell the kids, you never drive a car when there's a red light on your dash. And when there's an orange light, it's a warning that something's wrong. But when it's gone red, it's already in big trouble and you should stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this. I know where it's going, Helen.
You do? Lead us.
Ooh, okay, right. You spoke about looking after cars, and we're quite happy and guilt-free to fill our cars with fuel.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so interesting because as human beings, we don't always take notice of the orange and red lights emotionally, do we?
No, in our bodies and in our emotions, we don't, do we?
No, we don't take care of ourselves. We take care of a car easily enough, but we don't stop to think about filling our own tanks. Yeah, and I really like the analogy that you've shared today, Helen, because there is so much in it. So let's explore it.
Let's dive in.
So let's go back to your story. So first of all, can we just look at the orange light?
Mm-hmm. The orange light is a good thing because it's a warning. You need to check your tyre pressure, or you need to check your oil. Or it's a warning.
Okay, so what does that mean emotionally? Like, if we're talking about our emotions and looking after ourselves, where does the orange light fit in?
Well, I think our bodies and our heart and mind give us warnings, and I've been exceptionally good at ignoring those warnings or not even recognizing them.
I think a lot of us are like that. For example, our emotions are always telling us things, right?
Yes.
The orange light is kind of, okay, guys, stop. You need to listen to me. Something's happening here.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
I totally agree. It's like that. This doesn't feel good.
Okay. So I'll just share something quickly that happened over the last few months.
Great.
My body was saying, you're exhausted. But I ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought, oh, no, you just get up. Everyone's exhausted. I'm old. You know.
Don't be a wuss.
Yeah, don't be a wuss. It's okay. La, 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 la. And I carried on doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that orange light then. You see, that's when I should have gone, hang on.
What does this orange light mean?
Yeah, this is when I should have thought, I need to refill my tank. I actually need to stop for a moment, and I need to do something that's going to fill my tank. But I didn't, because all my life I've been taught, no, you got to give, or else you're a selfish person. Focusing on yourself and doing something for yourself is just a guilt trip for me.
I think a lot of people feel that at times, myself included. Yeah, taking time out for yourself doesn't feel as noble as helping someone else.
No, it doesn't. And it's not even about the amount of time, it's just the quality of the time. And I'll give you an example of that. Sorry to keep going on, Helen.
No,
But I'll forget. If I don't say it now, I'll forget. But I had one of the most incredible, enlivening, energizing experiences I've ever had in my life a few weeks ago. Now, remember, I was really tired. I went to Stradbroke Island and I was working on the island. And the first night that I was there, in our apartment, I went out onto the deck. Everyone was inside that I was sharing the apartment with, and they were turning on the TV, putting on music, unpacking things. I went out onto the deck. I just wanted to breathe in for a moment. Remember, I'm feeling tired here and didn't realise it or was ignoring it. And I saw the coastline, the beautiful beaches, heard the water and thought, oh, this is magic. And then I looked up into the sky. And that's when I had this incredible, you could only call it a celestial experience. I saw thousands and thousands of clusters of stars. I mean, they just filled the entire sky.
Wow.
And I don't know, it was just, it's like time froze. And there was a moment, I don't even know how long I was looking up at the sky, but there was a profound reverence. I felt one with nature. I felt one with the sky. It was like it was an outer body experience. It was just pure joy. And I never realised that looking up at the stars would have that effect on me. I don't know how many times I've missed a moment with nature where it might have filled my tank like it did that night. And I don't know how long it was. It might have been a few seconds, but it felt like forever. I was just so quiet and frozen to the spot, but just felt so filled. Isn't that interesting? That filled my tank. I can't believe that filled my tank, because it wouldn't have done 30 years ago. 30 years ago, it would have been going out with friends, partying and having fun. And I guess we change too.
And that's quite beautiful because, like you said, you don't remember how long it was. So it's not about how long you spent out on that balcony looking at the beautiful stars and the night sky. It was about just being there and soaking that in.
And to our listeners, we want to ask you the question. We want you to think about, what is it that fills your tank? Maybe another question could be, what helps you to relax? But we really have to think about what fills our tank and remember to fill it, particularly if you get to the orange light. Actually, going back to that orange light, Helen, how do we know the orange light is showing emotionally?
That's a great question. I think our body and our emotions tell us as one, but tiredness. You were feeling really tired.
And how often do we ignore tiredness? Because we just think, oh, yeah, it's all right. We'll get a decent sleep tomorrow or the next night. Or do you? I know you do, Helen. You can't even you can't lie about it.
No, because sometimes you become so used to being tired. Well, that's a problem, isn't it?
Yes, because then the orange light goes red.
Yeah, that's right.
And as Thaini says, you never
drive with a
red light. So once you get to the red light, that's your face and your nose in the mud.
That's great. I love that you said that, because if we never drive with a red light, what if we had that little principle for ourselves? I don't drive, I don't walk, I don't do anything when my light's red. I go rest, I stop. We should do actually that at orange.
Yes, and that's the thing. What's the difference between the orange and the red light?
Well, I think that if the orange light is a signal of tiredness, we're getting grumpy or we're particularly sad a lot or feeling teary, if we've ignored it and it moves to the red light would be extreme exhaustion, fatigue, exploding emotions.
And maybe not moving at all, because I know I felt like that a few weeks back. I just didn't want to get out of the room. I didn't want to see the world, didn't want to see anybody. That was a red light. But no, what did I do? Tried to just push through it, get up, go to work, do this, do that. I just didn't stop to think, I need to fill my tank again.
And what happened, Ruth? You actually got quite sick, didn't you?
Yeah, I did get sick,
Yes.
very sick.
Yes.
Which was great because it helped me to stop.
Yes, that was you collapsing, yes.
Yeah. And so that was definitely red. You cannot move anymore. The other thing too, I just thought though, is that sometimes people, when there's an orange or a red light, they don't stay still. They actually wind up more.
Ooh,
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
They fill their lives with even more, thinking, no, I just got to keep going. I'll just keep doing this and blah, 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 and I'll feel better. So you can go to extremes when you get to that orange, red light stage.
You were really quite sick and you couldn't eat and you were really, really run
That's
down.
how I knew something was wrong. No,
There's no
really,
food.
truly, because
Yeah.
I eat when I'm on my deathbed, but I couldn't eat.
Yeah, that's when I knew you were really sick too.
Oh, thanks.
But you were about to share something before. I know you were going to share a story.
Oh, okay. Physically, that's how I was. But emotionally, what really stopped me in my tracks and realised I was definitely in the red zone was I went to Woolworths the week after, and I still wasn't quite well, but a lot better. I went to Woolworths.
Which is a supermarket here in Australia.
Yep. And the lady at the checkout said something, and I think I misunderstood it, but I took it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And I went from 0 to 100 in a split second and got angry. Now, I didn't yell or raise my voice or anything, but there was an intense anger in
Inside
me.
you.
And I just spoke very quietly, still through gritted teeth, and told her I did not appreciate what she said. And my son, my darling son who was with me, said, "It's okay, Mum." He talking to me like an 80-year-old. "It's okay, Mum. She's just trying to help you." And I was like, "No, she's not," And but anyway, long story short is that while she was putting my shopping through the, what do you call it?
The checkout.
The checkout, that's it. I started to see her and I could see she was upset. And then I started to feel really terrible about having gone from 0 to 100. But the point was that afterwards, when I was thinking about it, I realised that that was a red light because it's not me. Well, not often. And I realised that behaviour was extreme. It was just so over the top. That's a red light. If you react to something and it's not the way you would normally react and it's incredibly intense, which it was, it's so over the top. That's your emotions saying, "Hello."
I'm going to burst out because you will not listen to me.
I need some attention. So that was a really purposeful and good thing. The emotion anger had let me know this is not right. Something's not quite right. So, yeah.
And what's beautiful about this story is even in that red light, you still had it within you to reach out and apologise. I thought that was lovely when you shared it with me.
Well, I felt really terrible. I really did. I just thought she didn't deserve that response from me. And no one does, no matter how we're feeling. But I think it's really important to acknowledge how we're feeling, to understand that we're human. And I didn't judge myself at that point. I just realised that something was wrong, that there was a red light on.
So you got to red light point, and I think probably all of us have in some way got that shock and was like, oh, that's not me. What has that done for you? I feel like you've given that a lot of reflection in taking care of yourself.
I certainly have.
Yeah, and I love it.
I really have. And I've realised that I have too often put everyone else's feelings in front of mine, that I've just swept mine aside, trying to be the nice, good, happy person. And that does not equate with happiness when you don't respect and honour yourself. It really doesn't. You just build resentment. And it's like, that's where I was thinking, I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to anyone. That's not good either. That's an orange light.
Yeah. Because you're losing connections
Yeah.
that can build you when you're not in the orange or red light stage.
That's right. You're shutting down. That's not human. I'm not a robot. I'm not a piece of technology. I'm not an animal. I'm a human being that deserves to have those feelings and to connect with others, in a healthy way.
So what could you share with listeners that you've learnt? How do you go about making sure you can put yourself first and still stay the kind, loving person that you are?
Okay. I think you have to love yourself. That's the first thing. Say to yourself, I love you, Ruth. I love you, Helen.
I love you too, Ruth.
Stop mocking me. I think it's really important every now and then to say that to yourself. And then I think for me, this is just me, everyone will have their unique journey and their process. But I think for me, the next thing was, and I just want to say this came in the early hours of the morning.
She's written it in her phone, which I love.
Yeah, and I wrote, stop judging yourself so harshly and relax, chill, let go of the tension. And I know those things are really plain, really simple, and we've probably heard them a million times before. But for some reason, that lesson really, I don't know, it just really hit home this time. And I started to do that, and that filled my tank.
So how did you let go of tension?
Initially, it was actually just sitting there and saying to yourself, relax.
Okay.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Simple. That's where it started. And also, not just relaxing physically, but relaxing mentally. Like, stop saying to yourself, I've got to do this.
Yes.
I have to finish this because these people are waiting for it. I really need to do this. You can let people know, look, I need a few weeks. I'll let you know then.
True.
Yeah, we don't have to meet everyone else's deadlines. And that's what I've been doing. I've been making sure that they're happy, they're okay, that I meet their requirements. But that just keeps emptying your tank. You have to take the time to fill yours. And at the good old age of 63, I'm finally learning that, no, I'm okay with that. And if others aren't, that's not my problem. I need to make sure that I've got something in the tank so I can help you, help myself, so we can all be healthy together.
That's wonderful. I'm really grateful, Ruth, for you sharing your personal experiences. I think they're the best way to learn. I learn from them. I think there'll be people out there that will be able to relate to your experiences. Also, we all get orange lights.
And red lights.
And we can learn from them just like you shared. We really want to encourage you out there. Observe what your orange lights are. What is it for you? Because they're there. And what a difference to your life will it make if you listen to those orange lights so that you don't get to the red ones and crash and burn. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we hope you have a wonderful week and that you remember to fill up your tank.
Yeah. Talk to you next week.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
My name is Ruth.
And my name is Helen. We talk about emotions.
Well done, Helen.